Hey church, Pastor Drew here. I am the church planting resident for Resurrection Church Gig Harbor. Now this week, as we've continued in our Nehemiah sermon series, we were looking at Nehemiah chapter 3. This was our fourth week in the book of Nehemiah. And what we saw was God establish a team in the city of Jerusalem to build the walls of Jerusalem. So for application this week, we're putting ourselves in Nehemiah's shoes and thinking, well, how can we establish a team to partner with God as we partner with God to build our lives? So far you should have identified an area of brokenness or passion that you want God to build, created an initial plan of how you want to partner with God. And last week we talked about having a vision, kind of a big why for why we want to see God build this area of our lives. And so as we think about how to establish a team, really we want to focus on the idea of asking for help, inviting other people to join you as you partner with God to build your life. And that can be something that's really intimidating for a lot of people. First, admitting that we need help, but then asking people for help. We feel like we're inconveniencing people, or we don't always know what to say. And so for application, as you think through who could be on your team, I also want to give you a tool to think through how to ask someone to join your team. So really it's simple, kind of a three-step tool. First, you want to share where God is moving. Wherever that area of your life is that you identified way back in week 1, tell someone about it. Tell the person that you would like to see, help you in some way. Just share where God is already at work. Now that does include a certain amount of vulnerability. It's sharing the place that's maybe broken in your life and why you need help in that area. The second thing is to share the vision for what you want God or what you think God might do as you build the area of your life. So you're not just saying, hey, things are really hard and I really need help. You're also kind of painting a future picture, but here's what it could look like as God builds my life. And then third, share with the person how they specifically can help. This might include an element of encouragement, kind of sharing with that person why you want their help. Hey, I've seen this in you, and that makes me think that maybe you could help me. Or I've seen God move in this way, and I'd like to learn from you. But it also includes actually asking. And the best thing to do here is to be as specific as possible. Rather than just saying, hey, can you help me? I don't know how that looks, but I just really need help. Identify one certain thing that they might be able to help you with. So for instance, if you're thinking through, wanting to grow in your marriage, maybe you have a couple friend that you really respect the way that they communicate with one another, and you've identified communication in your marriage as an area you want to grow. You and your spouse could go to this other couple and say, hey, maybe you guys know that we've been struggling with communicating for a while. We just I lose my temper really fast, or we don't give each other grace in our communication. But we really envision a day where our story of our marriage is a testimony of God's grace in our lives, and where we communicate with grace and love rather than with stress and frustration toward one another. And as we've done life with you, we've seen you guys communicate that way, and we really respect that. Would you be open to getting dinner with us and just letting us ask you some questions and how you've grown in communication? It's really that simple. You identify where God is moving, identify what the vision is, then identify specifically how that person can help.